How do you run a great meeting? Do you know? Do you have thoughts on how you run a great meeting? If you're like me, I've sat in on a lot of meetings that are not great, less than great, way less than great, like here's great, and meetings, some of them are like way down here. Or the classic, this meeting should have been an email, right? So having great meetings is a topic I plan to include in my accidental executive book. And there's a few thoughts. So I'll share a few here and just see what else comes up in the comments. Love to hear from you all. One thing I'll say is that when you start a meeting, you need to assume that most people would probably rather be elsewhere. I think that would be a healthy assumption. I think they all have families, right? Or other activities they'd like to do. So it takes a little bit of grounding, I think, to just get folks to arrive in the meeting and actually have a bond, a shared goal, a shared responsibility in making that meeting great. You can tell yourself all day long that everybody wants to be there, but trust me, I didn't want to be there, and I think a lot of folks don't want to be in those meetings. But we also know meetings are an important part of business. They need to happen, right? So it's an important part of collaborating, problem solving, working through tough issues. Sometimes they're informational. Those are the worst type, but sometimes we need those. We need to have an announcement, or we need to bring everybody up to speed. So here's a couple basics on having a great meeting. Make sure there's a great purpose. What is the purpose of the meeting? Do you know why you're there, why you called the meeting, or why you're attending the meeting? It's a great first step. If you aren't sure why, I think it's a great first question is, hey, I just want to be clear, what is this meeting about? I just want to be really sure I'm on the same page with whoever called the meeting. And if you call the meeting, I recommend an agenda. I do. I'm old school. Have an agenda, and I like to even estimate how much time I think each topic's going to take, because I have learned humans are usually really bad estimators of time, including myself. So you go out there with, this is a quick topic, it's going to be 5 minutes, it's going to be 20 minutes, and it's an hour. So you want to be thinking about that. What does the topic really need? Is it a decision you're looking for? Is it just trying to get some shared understanding, or maybe get some feedback, some early temperature check on something? Think about what you need. Next, I think it's really good to have a note taker, a secretary. Maybe that's you, fine. But somebody should be taking some notes, even if it's just on pencil on a pad somewhere that they're going to write up later and send to people. I think meetings should have an artifact. I do that with my coaching clients. Just about every session I have has some sort of note that says, here's some things we discussed, here's what's next. It's important. It's your time. We got to have a little bit of a way to jog our memory and get it back to what did you discuss, what was important. So agenda, note-taking, and maybe one area to start with, maybe a pro tip, is a context-setting move, I call it. So make sure when you kick off the meeting, even if everybody gets there and they all know why they're going to be at this meeting, spend 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, on setting the context. Say something like, okay, everybody, we're here to meet about this budget. We're here to meet about this sales forecast. We're here to meet about whatever. And the goal of today is to try and do whatever that is. I think it helps land people in the room. It helps reorient. And sometimes you'd be surprised. There'll be people who are like, whoa, I didn't think that's what this meeting was about. And boy, it's good to get that out of the way in the first couple minutes, I assure you. So hopefully that helps. I have some other thoughts too, but those are some basics. So to review, setting context, setting the agenda with time estimations, and understanding what is the goal of the meeting topics, and an artifact of some kind. Maybe it's just a note. Maybe it's just a quick summary of what happened. These days, a lot of folks are using AI to summarize meetings. They'll record the whole meeting, shove the whole thing up in the AI GPT window, and download a summary. So it can be done pretty quickly and painlessly. You can even take an audio recording, right? Throw the audio recording into an AI engine. If the meeting's not too sensitive, you're not worried about what's flying around in all the AI learning environments, you probably are safe in most cases, and you can get a summary of what you discussed. So I hope that's helpful. Love to hear about your meeting hygiene, how meetings go for you, and the things that you wish you knew before you became an executive. Share your pro tips here or down there. Thanks.